Alright, hello. So previously today I recorded 10 of the syndicate runs, but it was like 30 minutes. I was yapping along the way, but yeah, it's quite long for what it is. And I got 3 veiled exalts there, and some of the embers, none of the expensive ember, and some flasks, some items. And at that point I concluded it with that it was kind of even, kind of broke even with the entry cost. And actually it was like that. But then once I looked at the items, so anything else doesn't really seem to be worth anything. But okay, maybe like in some weird scenarios. But the flask, obviously you don't see like the details of it, but these 2 flasks were the ones that unveiled malediction. So basically every flask has like a pretty decent odds to hit that, and the other ones, obviously the 19 and the 69 chaos, those were just other ones. I looked around a little bit on the ladder of PoE Ninja, to see which one the people are using, and it was obviously most of them were malediction, but there was also a few ones that had like the ignite spread. Like I just
Hello.
get an idea here, right? So I could grab this, and then I just insta click the malediction, I guess, and then we just hope for as many as possible. And I guess this one was the other one that I've seen at maybe with some people, but maybe maybe I'm not right there, and I guess I don't know, maybe the leech. But yeah, anyway, like this one that has malediction, especially with like, so with already with malediction and the 3% life on the roll, I'm seeing like 500 chaos on the cheapest one. So yeah, it will be like 500 chaos ish, hopefully. And as for the other one, with the leech and the 3% roll here, it's like what, 200c is what I am seeing. And then this one is kind of a wash, is like what, 30c. So yeah, so the reason I'm telling all of this is that I ran another 10, and that was like similar scenario. I had 3 veiled exalts on that one, so it was basically after the exalteds and the embers, because there's one ember that is like worthless, not this one. So yeah, there's this ember that's like worthless, this one that is like 9c 10c, and then this one is like 30 something. I was able to 35 30. I was selling it for 38 a little bit ago, but like with that and the exalts it was like break even. But now I got really lucky on the last 10, as you can see. I also got really lucky here with this flask, so this seems to be like 500 chaos, and then there's another 7 of this that is like 30-ish, 35-ish, and then there's the big one, obviously the exalt, the veiled exalt. And I was selling it for chaos instead. I was selling it for chaos instead of divine, because if you look at the divine, I guess 675, it's like it's about the same, I guess. And it's probably, I'm probably better off selling it for that. So obviously not that. F5 too much. Was it 33, 60, 34? See, like 34 is a bit too much and 33 is a bit too little. But I guess if I just send it for 33 div. But otherwise I think it's I guess it's kind of even. right? Because like let's say this is like this is going for, if we go with chaos, like let's say like 690, right? And if I whip up a calculator and divide it by 105, I guess 6.5. Okay, now it's not even better. All right. Huh? 116 now? 170? Okay, now it's so it feels like it's so dynamic, the change in the divine chaos ratio, which is, I guess, kind of surprising. Maybe it's like weekend, maybe something happened. Because if I divide it with like 116, then it's even worse. Okay, yeah. So now it's definitely better, I guess, if you try to sell it for divine. But then just a bit ago, the ratio of chaos divine was a lot different. But anyway, my point is that it seems like I got the lucky streak on the less than out of the 30, and I think this is the right place to stop. But to say that generally what you should be expecting is that I guess you reasonably break even. I think, although 30 is still a small sample size, but you can like reasonably break even with the Veiled Exalts and the Embers. And then everything on top of that is basically dependent on how much you hit the malediction, I guess, on the flask. Or you can just try to sell it for sell it as is, unidentified. Because I think unidentified, if you look at it, instant buyout and miscellaneous, identified, no. We go with no. And I guess it suddenly it's up here, which is very interesting. Because just a bit ago, I listed them on unidentified for 79 chaos and they didn't sell. And now just a bit later, they are 120 chaos unidentified. So I guess everything that I'm saying should also be taken like a big grain of salt, because things are not super stable pricing wise. But yeah, I think my idea here now, and I already sold it for the 33, so that's nice. And then selling that as well. And I think like this is like a nice spot to dip out of doing this. Like these are the other things, but they don't really seem to be selling for anything. So yeah, interesting really how the chaos and divine has changed that much. Like 10 of these for one chaos, it doesn't seem right. Anyways, you can like 5 5. Come on 5 5. All right, whatever, doesn't really matter. 7. Let's go with like 39 for the 3.
Well, make it happen.
Can afford to wait. And then same here, 36 and 40. So I guess I'll just go with like 38 for one. Okay, I guess I don't want to do math. I'm just gonna click all these. Alright, and that's that. And eventually those should turn into chaos as well. And as we said for these, we can like check this. We'll see if it actually goes for that just based on the roll. And this one I'm gonna check it again. 500 Cs, and some of them are in divine, so I guess I'll do 499. Maybe it will, and I guess this was just like 19, because I'm seeing it for 30, but I'd rather just have it out of my hands. And as you can see, these are selling for the 38, so that's like another 300-ish when they all sell. So yeah, I think overall, like I'm quite hesitant on it, right? Because quite hesitant on it, because you could just have like a really dry run when you don't get enough exalts, veiled exalts, and then suddenly you are losing big, especially if you can't absorb it. But I think, at least for me overall, things worked out pretty okay with doing the syndicate. But I think this good run or good streak with the less 10, getting 5, like obviously getting 5 in 10 is very lucky. But I was after 4 rounds I had already 3, so I had like pretty decent hopes that I could hit it lucky on this run. But I feel like if I keep going, then it's just gonna be going back to the average result. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here with this. I don't know if there's anything that I missed out on saying. Honestly, here I don't really see any potential. Last time there was a little bit, but maybe I'm just gonna ID these, or I guess not ID, unveil these, and then try to pass it along for a few chaos. But otherwise, I feel like the flask is like the only thing that's really valuable there. So yeah. Here's the nice Vine of the Prophet from the last video. That was kind of my base on doing this. Basically, that was the money I started with, and all things considered, things worked out pretty fine for that part. But yeah, I wouldn't call it reliable strategy necessarily. All right, so yeah, that's it for me today. Bye bye. Have a nice day.